let's move it on though, because we got a person named Marilyn Mosby out of Baltimore, Maryland. And I want to talk about her because this is a very interesting situation to me. Now, I talked about Marilyn Mosby a long time ago on the podcast, and it was because she actually decriminalized weed up there in Baltimore, and I thought that was interesting because, a lot of times people they become black elected officials in areas, and they don't, they don't work to like start helping black people out. They want to like be top cop and they want to get their share of locking a bunch of black people up. So, but that's not what this lady did. This lady became famous first because when Freddie Gray was killed by those police officers up there, she actually prosecuted them. And people like that was, if you would think about it, that was kind of unheard of. They wasn't prosecuting police not really when they killed black people. You know what I'm saying? So she made news. They got mad at her just because she prosecuted them for doing that. And what they did to Freddie Gray was just ridiculous, right? So pretty much they've been trying to get at her ever since then. And then, they finally figured like they got her now. And this is what they got her on. This is very like ridiculous, I feel like. But, you got to, if you are going to be attacking some of the top people, you got to make sure your ducks is in order. I'm going to show y'all what Marilyn Mosby looked like. This is Marilyn Mosby here. Let me cover up my little programs and stuff. All right. This is Marilyn Mosby. This was she. So pretty much Baltimore's former top prosecutor spared prison for mortgage fraud and perjury. So pretty much they say she was facing like 40 years. And then she was set to be sentenced this week. And she ended up being just pretty much sentenced to home confinement for a year, which is major because she was actually looking at real prison time. Let me read some of this if y'all don't mind. A Baltimore City prosecutor who achieved a national profile for charging police officers in a black man's death was spared prison time in her sentence Thursday for perjury and mortgage fraud. And where am I at here? My bad, y'all. I'm trying to look past the camera to read this. Okay, the Democratic former state's attorney Marilyn Mosby's sentence includes 12 months of home confinement, 100 hours of community service, and 3 years of supervised release. That's sick. After the sentencing hearing, Mosby hugged her supporters, some of who applauded when the judge announced the sentence. "I'm so incredibly grateful," Mosby told dozens of supporters outside the courthouse. "This is not over, but God was here today." Mosby was convicted of lying about her finances to make early withdrawals from her retirement funds during COVID-19 pandemic and fraudulently claiming that her own $5,000 was a gift from her then husband as she closed on a Florida condominium. So now this is a case of, so Mosby went on the Breakfast Club with Angela Rye and they wanted to talk about this whole incident, right? They wanted to talk about this incident. And pretty much what they try to say is that, hey, 35,000 people across the country did the same exact thing. And the only person that was charged was Marilyn Mosby. This is what I want to say about that, right? When you drive on the highway and the speed limit is 55, but everybody's going 60. Some people are going 65. Some people are going 70. And then you got like one person that's going like 80. And then the person going 80 is getting pulled over, even though everybody's going over the speed limit. That's what this is. Right? You got to know that the way that the law works in a lot of different times is they let everybody break the law. Right? And in a way when they let everybody break the law, they can just pick and choose when it's like when they need to target one specific person, they can pretty much be guaranteed, I know that you're breaking the law, so I know that I can have probable cause to do whatever other prodding and probing that I need to do to get you on whatever I need to get you on, right? Now I could get search warrants because I know that you commit this crime over here because we let everybody commit this crime, right? So that's how 35,000 people can do something and only one person can be targeted for it. That's why when you get into politics, you have to be on point if you're not on point or if you plan on doing anything out of bounds, do not get into politics. Because somebody that does not like your political stance is going to find it, and they're going to try to make your life hard for you. Now, I think this is especially interesting because they are like 40 minutes from Washington, D.C. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. They see this lady getting attacked the way she's getting attacked, and they have been no help to her at all. They could have pardoned her before this sentencing. What happened in the sentencing was very fortunate for her, but it could have gone extremely sideways, and she could have been locked up Thursday, right? It's just fortunate that she didn't get locked up. Now, the reason I say she should have been pardoned is because this is a political play where the opponents of the Democratic Party in the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Baltimore area are attacking her specifically because of her political views, right? And she has been a huge defender and protector of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the eyes of the people up there, right? So the fact that she's been one of your best and biggest advocates in that whole DMV area, and the fact that y'all have not stepped up to even speak out and ask for support for this lady, let alone pardon her, is crazy to me. And I think all the other black politicians that have been elected, black elected officials that have been supporting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris like this, I think y'all should make note of this. Because while y'all have been giving them your loyalty, and while y'all have been giving them all the support in the world that y'all can give, and the advocacy and telling black people that we need to support them and all this type of stuff, this is what you can expect if you ever get in one of these pickles like this, where the Republicans are attacking you. They're going to stand idly by as these people try to ruin your life. This lady done lost her husband in this. She lost all her properties. She lost her bar license. She lost everything. The only thing she didn't lose now is her outside world freedom. She kind of has lost her freedom because now she has felonies and she has to be on probation for 3 years and all this type of stuff, but she's not in a prison cell. But essentially she lost everything else. I think she even said her kids had to drop out of school. She couldn't pay for that no more. So she lost everything. Right? So the fact that Biden and Harris wouldn't step in and help this lady out like a long time ago is crazy to me. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. But Miss Mosby, shout out to you, man. You know, you got to stay above board though when you try to take money from your COVID relief joint saying that you had a hardship, but then you use the money to buy a condo. It's like, is it worth it? Like it's never worth it when you in politics. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it. It's just, get into all of that when you get out of office. And then, you can make some things shake. But, doing it while you're in office is just not it.